I'm getting real sick of hearing all this hateful rhetoric about the Dominican Republic, and in today's video, I'm gonna make sure I address it head on and share with all of you the things that maybe you're not willing to see and you're not willing to admit exist in countries beyond the Dominican Republic that you say are exclusive to DR. I recently did a couple of videos. One was on this Nabasco real estate fraud that's being litigated right now. The other was talking about a political issue that halted a few projects in between Higüey, which is a city in the middle of the country, and the Punta Cana area. And people lost their damn minds. Comments like, why would you ever invest in such a crappy country? It's a banana republic. Here come all the scams. And it's like, really? That's what you got from the videos that I sent? Even more than that is the idea that,
oh, you're so positive and everything and you're glossing over it.
Because you want me to be 100% negative and I'm not satisfying that for you, I'm therefore only positive? Fuck's the matter with you? This shit drives me absolutely nuts. And for those of you that are annoyed by my language, just turn the video off and don't watch it with your kids. I really don't care today, because this has to stop. Look, I moved down here in 2022 with my family, and I've invested in my first unit, which is in the Cortocito area, kind of north of Punta Cana, and I'm watching that development go along. And as I've learned about this market and talked to realtors and talked to developers, I've been able to put out on this channel how maybe you can go about doing some due diligence to make sure that if you invest here, you're as protected as you possibly can be. Now, the issue is a lot of people come down, they see these blue skies, the sunlight, they see, a nice face saying to them, oh, it's a great project, and it's $78,000, and they just plunk their money down because their gut tells them they should, and then they get screwed. And then it becomes somehow a problem of the area. Don't get me wrong. If somebody is scamming you, then that's not a good thing. But did you hire an attorney? Did you go through the steps of truly vetting the developer? Did you get all the legal paperwork? Did you listen to an account like mine who gives you advice on this stuff? Did you even study real estate investing in general? Or did you get excited about owning your little slice of paradise and you bought a shitty place that either was a scam or didn't get done because the developer doesn't know what they're doing? Not to victim blame here, but there's a responsibility shared by me, by anybody who invests, and that investment going wrong. It doesn't help you at all to sit there and play the victim. It does help you to decide, did I do all the right things to avoid being victimized? Now look, some people are coming after me and talking about how the Dominican Republic somehow owns exclusively the idea of corruption. Like it doesn't exist anywhere else. You know what I wanted to do real quick? I wanted to run through a few examples for you that show you that, hey, you know what? Even my home country, good old US of A, it's got its issues. You ready for it? I hope so. I hope you're ready for this reality. Let's go. Atlanta, Georgia, 2007. Philip E. Hill Sr., a real estate developer, was convicted for orchestrating a massive mortgage fraud scheme. Hill and his co-conspirators engaged in illegal property flipping, inflating property values, and securing fraudulent loans, leading to over $40 million in losses for lenders and contributing to neighborhood blight. Boy, that sounds predatory, don't you think? A little corruption between government and developer? But I'll keep going. Buffalo, New York, 2016. The Buffalo Billion Initiative, aimed at revitalizing Buffalo's economy, became embroiled in a corruption scandal. Federal investigators revealed that state officials and developers engaged in bid rigging and bribery to secure lucrative contracts. Several individuals, including high-ranking officials, were indicted and convicted. Miami, Florida, 2016. Developers Lloyd Baggio and Matthew Greer were sentenced to prison for their roles in a fraud scheme involving affordable housing projects. They inflated construction costs to steal millions in federal subsidies intended for low-income housing. Boy, sounds like those legislators and developers pretty bad, but
hey, Jamie, that's 2016. It doesn't happen that much.
okay, let's dive further, huh? San Luis Obispo County, California, 2023. Real estate developer Stephen P. Wright conspired to bribe Adam Hill, a member of the San Luis Obispo County Board of Supervisors. From 2014 to 2017, Wright paid Hill in exchange for favorable votes on projects impacting the city. Wright was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Adam Hill looks like he killed himself. Dallas, Texas, 2023. Developer Ruel Hamilton pleaded guilty to federal bribery charges after admitting to bribing Dallas City Council members. Hamilton provided financial incentives to officials in exchange for support on his real estate projects.
Okay, Jamie, okay, we get it. That happens from time to time.
No. I want you to sit and I want you to listen to all of these because I'm done listening to the exclusivity that corruption and bribery has here in the Dominican Republic. Like it doesn't exist anywhere else. So let's keep going. Come on. Keep going. New Jersey, 2023. Developer Fred Daves was indicted alongside U.S. Senator Bob Menendez. Remember this case? In a corruption scheme. Daves allegedly provided bribes, including cash and gold bars, to Menendez in exchange for political favors related to a bank fraud case. Imagine handing out gold bars like it's Egypt in the year 9. That's crazy, but that happened in the United States 2 years ago. Los Angeles, California, 2024. Former Los Angeles City Council member Jose Huizar was sentenced to 13 years in federal prison after accepting over $1.5 million in bribes from real estate developers seeking favorable treatment for their projects. Chicago, Illinois, 2024. Real estate developer Mark Matsuk was sentenced to nearly 13 years in prison for participating in a conspiracy that embezzled millions from the failed Washington Federal Bank for savings. Matsuk and his co-conspirators disguised embezzled funds as real estate development loan disbursements, leading to significant financial losses. That hurt people in the United States. But I'm not done. New York City, 2024. Ingrid Lewis Martin, a former top aide to Mayor Eric Adams, was indicted on charges of accepting over $100,000 in bribes from real estate investors. In exchange, she expedited construction permits for the projects. The bribes included luxury items such as a Porsche for her son. Isn't that nice? Houston, Texas, 2025. Shit, it's only February 2025. Todd Edwards, a former official of the Midtown Redevelopment Authority, along with 2 vendors, faced felony charges for allegedly misusing $8.5 million in public funds intended for affordable housing in the 3rd Ward. Edwards and his associates were accused of diverting funds through fraudulent contracts, depriving the community of much-needed housing resources. All of this crap happened in the United States. That's just 10 of them. I got 10, 15 more, but I'll spare you the remainder. Now look at today. We're looking at projects halted because politicians got involved and didn't like quite what was going on. They thought it should be their land or their land, and they're making these projects jump through hoops. Is that any different than anywhere in the world? The answer is no. Now, some of you might challenge me on but look at the sentencing. They don't sentence enough in the Dominican Republic. I get you. This is where I go back to know who you're dealing with, hire a good attorney, make sure you vet the developer, and stay on top of the project from beginning to end. The projects that are being halted, I gave the advice in my last video. Call the developer, call the realtor. Make sure that you know exactly what's going on, make sure they're being transparent and sharing everything with you. I always say hire great realtors, hire great developers, hire great attorneys. I've done that, I feel, and I share all those down below. You can get a referral to any of them that you want if you click the links for them. But the point is this hatred for DR. And honestly, it's mostly coming from Dominicans in the United States who haven't lived here and don't know this market, and they're just espousing crap from abroad. Now, my wife, who is a much more sensitive, caring soul than I, she would tell me, as a Dominican woman who grew up here to the age of 12, that there's a lot of generational trauma that people struggle with, Dominicans specifically. They have their biases and their mindset shaped by family members who went through terrible circumstances back to the Trujillo days. She's probably right. I mean, she is smarter than me. She's more connected. Her heart is always in the right place, and sometimes I could be a little bit dismissive. But I don't give a fuck. I'm done hearing about your trauma and degrading this country, because this is an amazing place. I mean, look at where I live. Tell me this isn't beautiful. Tell me this isn't an incredible place to be. What I implore you to do is get over your trauma, shut your mouth, understand that corruption and all this crap exists everywhere, and just do your due diligence if you want to invest in a piece of paradise. That's what I got. I'm out.